Hello friends, welcome to my channel Go Digit. Today in this video we will again try to learn one of the concept in the Business Central uh, related to the BC Container Helper. So just like in the last video we have learned about one of the command called uh, run-AI validation. So again today in this video as well we will learn about one of the command or one of the concept we can say is this new hyphen BC auth context. So as I'm saying that it is just a concept of BC container helper through which actually helps us to give the authentication information of which is required for the business central online or cloud environment, right? So if you are running the cloud BC and you want to uh, publish some sort of apps in the production environment, in the sandbox environment, and via some script, via like you don't want to go with the VS Code itself, but via some pipeline, you want to push certain things because if you have not watched certain videos on my channel, you can see so there's a concept called AL Go for GitHub. So in the GitHub also Microsoft is giving us certain CI/CD pipelines through which we can not only test our project uh, but also push our project to our business central online environments. So in the same context only, like for example, before you want to push your app, you want to authenticate that whether the user uh, who like with the user ID you are trying to push, whether that user actually have certain rights or not. Okay, so this command is basically helps us to log in with the required credentials, and then it gives us certain tokens. Okay, so let's see that thing that what exactly and how it actually works out. So what I can do here is that I can create one variable, okay, auth context, and now I will type the command name new hyphen bc auth context. Okay, and after that, if you try to add certain parameters, so you can see that so many parameters are available in it. However, the thing is, for example, if you see this client ID, right, or the resource, or the scope, the client secret. So these type of parameters, if you want to use it, this is also one of the way through which you can generate the token. So token means that because now there is a concept in the business central called OAuth, through which we should not pass any username or password to log into the system to take the access of the system, and then we can uh, send the data or we can receive the data, import, export the data via some APIs. So through that way, we have the concept of OAuth. Uh, to configure that thing, we have to make the use of the Azure portal, and in that Azure portal, we have to do some sort of registration. We have to register our app. Okay, so for example, if I open the portal, Azure portal here, so here you will see that uh, there's a concept called app registration. Okay, so uh, here we have to register the app, and when we register our app, we will get some client ID and secret ID. Through that, we will pass that information into these parameters. If you don't know how to register the app, that video also I have made in my channel. You can search that and learn about that. Okay, so I'm not gonna cover that app registration part today, but the thing is, if we don't use this client ID or this client secret, then is there any way through which, for example, when I develop an when I develop an app on my VS Code, and I can publish my app directly through this VS Code. I can log into my BC environment using my this particular ID. Okay, but I don't want to pass the username and password. So this BC auth context actually will help me to use these credentials and generate one token. Okay, so for this, I just need to pass only one parameter, which is called include device login, right? So when you use this, and if I run this command, so now you see what I'm getting. I'm getting this message attempting authentication to this API businesscentral.dynamics.com user impersonation offline access using device login. Okay, so it's kind of a scope which I have to go through using this device login, and it is giving me certain code which I need to authenticate. It is a similar kind of a thing when you try to develop a project in the VS Code for the Business Central Online. The VS Code also gives you certain this kind of a thing only. Okay. So now what I will do is that I have to log into this ID and pass this code. So what I can do now here is Microsoft.com device login. Okay, press enter. Make sure you have to type this URL only, Microsoft.com device login, and then press like paste your code which you get through that command. And now what you are seeing here, it is saying you are signing into the Microsoft Azure PowerShell on another device located in India. If it is not, you close this page. Okay, so this process is actually helping us to sign into the Azure PowerShell, right? And now I am using my credential, my Business Central user only. Okay, and then are you trying to sign into the Microsoft Azure PowerShell? Yes, continue using this ID. And now the last message which I'm getting, you have signed into the Microsoft Azure PowerShell application on your device. You may now close this window. That means my authentication is complete. And if I go back to my PowerShell, I can clearly see that now my user is authenticated and I have the access to this tenant ID now based on this authentication. Okay, so this is the use case of this particular command. Okay, after you run this command manually, and if you want to see the output which it generates after the authentication to this variable, so let me try to run this and see what information this variable actually holds. And now, as you can see that it is having the information of tenant ID, client ID, scope as well, okay, access token as well. Access token, actually, as I was saying, access token and refresh token. So as I was saying earlier as well, that this command basically generates the token. Token is something which actually now we will, rather than use the password, we will use the token to log into our applications. Okay, and token is something which you cannot say that it is fixed up. It will regenerate, you can renew this token based on your requirement. So for example, access token is very much important, but it has a time period. And if you want to see, you can see here that UTC expires on. So it is saying that this access token is valid till this UTC time only. Afterwards, this access token will not work for your any sort of if you want to if you want to use this token to log into your application or to send the data or to receive the data for whatever purpose you want to use this token, it will not work after this particular time. So this particular time is means that when you run this command, it will be useful until 1 hour or 60 minutes. Afterwards, it will not be available for any use. But the good thing is, when you generate this command, when you run this command, it will also generate a refresh token. So refresh token, you can understand like this, that it is not a token or which has a similar uh, use case of what access token is, but this token, first of all, is useful until 3 months. Okay, so it will not expire till 90 days. But the good thing is, apart from this time period, I can use this refresh token to generate new access token. Are you getting my point? That after uh, after I generate this command for the first time, it will generate me the access token, which will be valid for 60 minutes. But afterwards, it will generate refresh token as well, which will expire after 90 days. So in between these 90 days, if because I know my access token will be not valid, I can use this refresh token to generate a new token for me. Okay, so with that concept, it will help me to always go with the new token, and my authentication will never will fail. So generally, the recommendation part is that we have to store this refresh token somewhere, like in the Azure Key Vault. We can store this, and then wherever you, whichever script or whichever code you are writing, or whatever work you are doing, you can use that information, that key vault, or through which you can fetch out the value of the refresh token to generate a new access token. Okay. Otherwise, for example, we have one command called renew BCAuthContext, and it basically takes this parameter called BCAuthContext, and here what I need to pass is authcontext dot refresh token. Okay, because as when I run this command, this variable, it has all these parameters, right? So and as I explained to you as well, that refresh token actually helps us to generate a new token for us, right? So now if I run this command using the refresh token, it will generate a new access token for me, which I can use it for any purposes, right? And generally, all the BC container helper have the inbuilt support for this command, so that in any case, if your access token is expired, you can always generate a new token using the refresh token. Okay, so the only use case is this, that it will help you uh, uh, to log in and to authenticate, and then you can use this to generate a token, and then you can generate a token, and then you can use it for your variety of use cases. Okay, now the other use case is that, as I told in the initial part of the video, that basically through this concept, we can directly publish our apps to the online environments. So there are certain commands like publish publish hyphen per tenant extension apps, or publish hyphen BC container app, right? So these command actually helps us to publish our app with respect to your production environment in the online, your sandbox environment, and there's a concept like if you install any app on the apps or on your online BC environment, uh, there are three types of installation you can do. Like if you install an app on the production environment from the app source, it will be always installed as a in a global scope, right? But if you can also upload an app file on your production environment, which will be treated as a per tenant extension app. In your sandbox environment, you can publish an app from the VS Code itself under the dev scope. Okay, so these two commands actually helps us uh, to install an app under the various scopes like PTE scope, global scope, and the dev scope, which I will cover up in the next part of the video. So then we will see the use case of this command and how we can directly publish any app which we are developing through the certain commands only. There is no need to go or do any other thing. You just prepare a script, and then whenever you want, you can run that script to publish any app on the your online BC environment. So that's it in the today's part of the video. Uh, Thank you so much for watching this. In case you like it, please hit the like button and please subscribe to my channel. Thank you so much for watching this video.